This is ILTV on the hour, bringing you the biggest stories from Israel and the Middle East in just 5 minutes. I'm Devo Klein, and today is day 683 of the war in Gaza. Let's get into all of the top headlines at this hour. Hamas has responded to the framework for a hostage-ceasefire deal proposed by mediators in Cairo, and in a surprising first in many months, Hamas said yes. According to a report by Axios, Hamas gave a positive response to a deal that would include a 60-day pause in fighting and the release of 10 living hostages. This in exchange for 150 Palestinian security prisoners to be released from Israeli prisons. The deal would also include the release of some bodies of the slain hostages. Now, the remaining hostages would be released in a second phase, with immediate negotiations to follow for a broader deal for a permanent end to the war in Gaza with international guarantees. According to mediators, Hamas has backed down from most of the demands raised earlier that led to the collapse of the recent rounds of talks last month. Although Israel has yet to publish an official response to Hamas, it's reported that the IDF is still preparing for the Gaza City takeover plan. Now, Hamas's positive response has put a spin in the works, and experts are speculating that the military pressure from the IDF and the threat of the Gaza City takeover plan had ultimately put enough pressure on Hamas to bring them to agreeing to a deal. Speaking from the Prime Minister's office, Netanyahu confirmed that the pressure on Hamas is working. Have a listen.
ואני מבקש לומר לכם, אזרחי ישראל, 3 דברים. ראשית, הבעתי בשמכם, בשם ממשלת ישראל ובשמי, הערכה עצומה להישגים הכבירים של צה"ל במלחמת התקומה, מלחמת 7 החזיתות. שנית, התרשמתי מרוח הקרב והנחישות להשלים את הכרעת החמאס ושחרור כל חטופינו. שלישית, שוחחתי עם שר הביטחון והרמטכ"ל על התוכניות שלנו לגבי העיר עזה והשלמת משימותינו. ואני, כמוכם, שומע את הדיווחים בתקשורת, ומהם אתם יכולים להתרשם מדבר אחד. החמאס נמצא בלחץ אטומי.
These comments by the Prime Minister followed a string of tweets posted by U.S. President Donald Trump to his Truth Social account. One of the tweets read, quote, "The hostages will only be released when Hamas is confronted and destroyed." Trump, of course, was referring to the military pressure on Hamas, and the American president's message was received in Jerusalem as backing for Israel's plan for Gaza City. And it's day 683 of the war in Gaza, and it's one of the most significant days in terms of movement. The IDF plan to capture Gaza City is moving forward, and reports of tank movement are being reported on the outskirts of Gaza City. As the fresh IDF offensive looms, thousands of Palestinian civilians are already fleeing their homes in Gaza City from the easternmost parts of the city, which is already being subject to airstrikes. A question that still remains is the humanitarian case of the enclave, as the IDF prepares to evacuate over 1 million Gaza City residents to safe locations. Touring the Rafah border with the Palestinian Authority Prime Minister Mustafa, Egyptian Foreign Minister Abdelati said his country is willing to join a potential international force deployed in war-torn Gaza, but only if backed by a UN resolution. And U.S. envoy Steve Barracks urged Israel to cooperate with the Lebanese government and withdraw from strategic points it previously held in southern Lebanon, all in pursuit of disarming Hezbollah. So far, Hezbollah has rejected the demand to disarm by the Lebanese government, but a process has been launched to begin the disarmament. Although Hezbollah leader Naim Qassem insisted that there would be no life in Lebanon if the Lebanese army tries to take Hezbollah's arms by force, U.S. envoy Barak is requesting that Israel honor commitments it made under a ceasefire that ended the war with Hezbollah in November of last year. This includes the withdrawal from 5 strategic locations held previously by the IDF in southern Lebanon. And that's it for this edition of ILTV on the Hour. We'll continue giving you the most important updates coming from Israel and the Middle East. But for now, you can keep up with us on our ILTV app. Just scan that QR code on your screen for more. I'm Devo Klein. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again very soon.